WWL Louisiana News at 5 begins with breaking news.
Good evening. Late this afternoon, the St. Tammany Sheriff's Office announced the arrest of two of the passengers in the vehicle that hit and killed St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office Sergeant Grant Candies early Sunday. Mason Paul Eugene Fischer and Michael Emanuel Lanier, both from Slidell, were booked with first-degree murder and other charges. The driver, Adrian Wattall, is also facing a murder charge. All three are 17 years old. Paul Murphy has an update from Slidell.
Flags are flying at half-staff in front of the St. Tammany Sheriff's Office 1st District Station in Slidell. They honor Sergeant Grant Candies, who worked here. Investigators say Candies was killed early Sunday morning while deploying a spike strip in an attempt to stop a reckless driver involved in a high-speed chase. He was struck by that speeding vehicle on the Oak Harbor on-ramp to Interstate 10.
It is a huge loss, and the other night was very tragic indeed, to lose the life of any deputy, but especially one that was so outstanding like Deputy Candies was.
The vehicle was able to get on the twin spans and was later stopped in New Orleans when it struck an NOPD unit and injured an officer. That officer has since been released from the hospital. The driver, 17-year-old Adrian Wattall, was arrested and booked in the St. Tammany Parish Jail on a first-degree murder charge.
When he was struck by this vehicle, the intent was definitely there that we saw during the investigation, so he's charged accordingly.
There were 4 passengers in the vehicle, including 2 men and 2 women. The 37-year-old Candies was recognized as the St. Tammany Deputy of the Year in 2023 for saving the lives of 2 people. He leaves behind a wife and 2 children.
He was definitely taken away too soon.
Sheriff Smith says this is the first officer he's lost in the line of duty in his 39 years in law enforcement, including the Slidell Police Department and the St. Tammany Sheriff's Office. Paul Murphy, WWL, Louisiana.
And today we're learning more about who Sergeant Grant Candies was beyond his badge. Family and friends remember the 37-year-old as a loving husband, devoted father of 2, and someone who always tried to do right. But he started building his legacy of integrity long before he put on the uniform. Officer Burley McCarter led a law enforcement training program for youth in St. Charles Parish. And at just 14 years old, McCarter says something about Candies stood up.
Grant was one of those kids, you know, he was always had that leadership ability. He was one that very quickly we put him in charge of something and he took it and ran with it. Integrity is a good word.
Sergeant Candies' funeral arrangements are incomplete at this time, but Sheriff Smith said it will likely be held early next week.